Shalom, 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 shalom. I bring you greetings today. It's Safeguarding Watoto channel, and always your host Jeff here. Today, I just want us to quickly talk about bullying. You know, and it's just something that I've seen lately that a lot of families are struggling, and children are suffering from bullies. Recently, I saw a video of a YouTuber called Afromax English. I think he's from Africa. He's done some videos of children that are born different. And, looking at the videos, one can only imagine what sort of challenges the parents or the families or even the communities of these children go through. I want you to look at the photos that I'm attaching to this video, and also the small clips. I can't use a lot of these clips because they are not mine. I'm borrowing them from Afrimax English, so I can only use them limitedly. So but look at these small clips and look at these children. I mean, there are two families. The first family, of course, is a mother that has this young lad. He's a young man now, but of course he was born different. And unfortunately, because of that, he's ended up suffering, from bullies. They call him monkey, they call him ape, they call him all sort of names, Jungle Boy. They chase after him. I mean, children from the village, of course, we started from bullying him, and then I think they got used to knowing him, and after getting used to knowing him, they then embraced him. The mother has a very long story of that. He had other 5 children that died one after each other, and for some strange reason, apparently she made a very I don't know how to call this prayer, but if I believe the words of Afromax English, he says that the mother made a prayer that was a bit weird, if I should be allowed to use the word weird. Because the first 5 children died mysteriously, the mother prayed that God should bless them with a child that is different, that is just behaves abnormally, so that the boy doesn't die. I think there was the myth or the belief that all the other 5 children somehow had died because of some witchcraft or something like that, So the mother prayed that please give us a child, and one that is disabled or looking differently, and so that the child may live. And looks like they, according to Afromax, says that they received the prayer. But basically, I don't ascribe to that myself. I believe that God gives us children, and they're all different, and we are all different as individuals and human beings. We all come in different size and shapes, length, height, looks, eyes, accent. We come from different nationalities, different ethnicities, continents, everything. Every human being is different. So, and there's one of the things that with people, the human race, we need to embrace is that we are different. And it's actually the difference that God gave us so that we can be unique. Otherwise, if all of us were males, then the world would be a very boring place, because we would not have children if there were no females. There were only females. Then again, the world would have no children because there were no fathers to be able, if we were all tall, if we were all short, if everybody was, of color, if everybody was, Asian, if everybody was, black, white, it wouldn't be the same. We need that difference. So, but in terms of bullies, unfortunately, when you are born different, it becomes an issue of concern, because bullies can target difference, and they can take opportunity, or they can be opportunists to take or to pick on your difference, and they can start bullying on you. So today, really, the video of today is to highlight the need for families, for every parent, every father, every mother, every family, every professional, every guardian, every carer, whosoever you are. If you are looking after children and young people, please ensure they are looked after properly and they do not suffer from bullying. Bullying is a dangerous, dangerous, dangerous thing, and it has led to many deaths. There are a lot of children and young people that have, ended their life, or their life have been ended because as a result of bullying. Looking at this video of this young man, I believe he's in his 20s now. He was born different, and unfortunately, they ended up calling him monkey, baboon, and all that because of his looks. According to the story is told that he doesn't, he likes just, fresh food, and the mother hasn't got much to cook. Therefore, she can't afford much, and therefore the boy ended up most of the time in the forest. He prefers bananas than any food that the mother would put a plate in front of him. And some say that he eats grass, and that's why people call him monkey and a baboon or gorilla, jungle boy. So he suffers a lot of bullying, and you can see within the pictures and within the clips that children are actually just chasing after him. It's being said that on the video that they run after him, they want to play with him. But for me, when I analyze the video and the clips, they are not actually looking to play with him. They are actually causing fear to this boy. That's not play. When you chase somebody, and especially when they are sensitive that they are different from you, and they look different and they behave different, and then you start chasing them, that's not play for me. That's bullying. When they have to get the boy and they have to start putting the boy up, like sort of asking him to climb the tree, and they're trying to push him up for him to climb a tree, they are trying to insinuate something. That's not playing. That's trying to make him look like a monkey. That's making the boy, fear, worry, and that's why he's running away from them. So this story is really one that is quite traumatizing. And you can see how the mother suffers from chasing after this boy and having a big rope to try and, catch up with the boy and use the rope to, hold him back. It's quite a worrying, a video. Of course, there's another video of also 3 other children that comes there, and this video also is of similar, like this one of this lad, and it's again of 3 children that have got similar features, and they were born different, and again the families, haven't got any understanding of why these children are born like this. But of course, we know there are issues within them, whether they be genetic or issues within childhood, pre-birth, or whenever they were being formed. The issues, of course, there. The families try quite hard, but again they continue to suffer. Again, people bully these children, and they call them monkeys, and they call them all sort of names just because they are born different. Bullying is a quite serious issue, really. Bullying is a repetitive behavior, that is caused or forced to somebody. It's done through by somebody who thinks that they are better, they have, power and control, they can coerce another person. It is done because of imbalance of power. The person that is trying to do these things thinks or feels that they have power over another individual or another group, or a group of people that don't have power like they do. So they end up, doing all these sort of things to cause harm. Bullying is basically all about causing harm, because it doesn't have any good intention. And therefore, it's critical that we learn to support our children and make sure that we watch over them, that they do not suffer from harm. Bullying comes in all sort of forms. It can be physical, it can be emotional, it can be, psychological. It's everything that can cause harm to an individual or to a child. Children who really suffer much are those that are, of course, young, and especially those that are probably born different, like these children or this lad. And those probably with needs, other needs like special needs. Disabled children also suffer a lot because, of course, children who cannot talk or who cannot hear, they ended up suffering. Also, children who are, they could be normal and they don't have any problem, but they have low self-esteem. Children who are homeless, children who are, orphans, all these children who come from deprived backgrounds, they haven't got much. So they can suffer bullying as a result of all these things. Bullies basically can be anybody. And bullying is a learned behavior, not a condition. It's a learned behavior, and any learned behavior can be unlearned. So I'm here to speak to us today and tell us, if you have children, first thing that you need to make sure is that your child does not suffer from bullying. You can support your child. I know we've discussed about this and we continue to talk about it, because some of these things we have to continue saying them until families get to hear, get to know, get to understand. We will not stop. We are going to continue speaking about bullying every day, speaking about the effects of bullying, why people bully. We just say it is because of the people. Somebody thinks they're special. Somebody thinks that they have power over somebody else. Just because you are a male doesn't mean you are better than a female. Just because you are a female doesn't mean you are better than a male. Just because you are, tall doesn't mean that somebody that is short, you're better than them. Just because you've got a lot of energy doesn't mean that somebody that is not strong like you, that you can just, it's not acceptable. Bullying behavior is not acceptable. And these people who bully, they also have problems. Bullying behavior is a problem. And they have problems themselves, because for you to be a bully, you must have some problems, because bullying is not a normal behavior. Like we've seen, it's a behavior that is coercive, intimidating, threatening, all those things. So you will find that in most times children who bully, they themselves have suffered in a way or another. They probably have suffered, as children. They've been deprived themselves. They've had issues to do with, not being raised by parents. Probably parents died when they were young, things like that. Among other things that can cause them. But, it doesn't mean that if you suffer bullying is a behavior that somebody can stop and somebody can choose not to bully. Therefore, for parents who have children that can be bullied or can suffer bullying, it is important for you to identify how your son or your daughter or your children are, and to know what measures you need to put in place to ensure they don't suffer bullying. Bullying happens everywhere at any time. It can happen at school, it can happen at church, it can happen in the shopping center, in the mall, in the park. It can happen in your back garden. Bullying could be happening from your own house. It could be that your daughter is bullying your son. Your son is bullying your daughter. It could be that your neighbor is bullying your son. It could be that your son is bullying your neighbor. Bullying can happen both ways. Some children can receive bullying and some children bully, because bullying is done by somebody. So it is very important for you to know if your children are subject to being bullied because of different aspects. As a parent or as a carer or as a guardian, these things are fundamental, that you know that my child or my daughter can suffer bullying, and therefore I need to protect them. I need to make sure that I am alert. I'm able to know these things. I'm able to understand signs. I'm able to understand, when my son or my daughter is low in mood, and I get to understand why this is happening. Also, having said that, it is also fundamental, it is also very important that we as parents also get to know that your son or your daughter can be the bully. And also, it is very important for you to get them help so that they can come out of this behavior that is unacceptable. Like we said, bullying is a learned behavior. Bullying is, it is not something that you are born with. You are not, nobody is born a bully. Bullying is not hereditary. Bullying is not it's not contagious. Just because somebody else is bullying and they're coming close to you, you can't catch it. It's a behavior that somebody chooses to learn to be a bully. Therefore, because of various reasons, of course, we have to respect and understand that sometimes some of these reasons are not, a boy or a girl may not choose to have these, reasons or conditions that may make them to become a bully. But bullying can be stopped. And therefore, if your son is a bully, you need to give them the help. If your daughter is a bully, you need to give them the help so that they can stop. It is sad if somebody else's son or daughter or a certain group or a certain community is going to suffer for a lifetime because of you bullying them. Or somebody is going to take their life, out, or they will pass on, or they will live with permanent scars and marks because of a certain group that is coercing them. It is not acceptable. Bullying can happen anywhere. Like we've said, it can happen on the internet. So parents, we need to be smart. Don't just allow your son or your daughter to be on the internet 7 hours, 8 hours. You haven't known. They've been in their bedroom for 3 hours on their iPad, on their tablets. You don't know what they're doing there. You do not know, probably your son has cried for 2 hours. Somebody has been bullying them on cyberspace. These things happens everywhere on the net. Somebody could be bullying them there. Somebody could be threatening them. Like we say, it can happen anywhere. School, of course, teachers and teaching assistants are trained to support, to identify these things. If it is in places of worship, again, there should be safeguarding officers that are able to be trained and to know these things that are happening. Because don't be naive that these things, or you're thinking you're going to church, or you're going to a mosque, or you're going to a synagogue, or you're going to a place of worship, or you're going for a prayer meeting, that your son or your daughter is safe. Police are everywhere. So it is important you put the right measures in place. If it is, every institution have a safeguarding officer, people who can watch over children and know what is going through and what they are going through. And then if you get to notice that they are suffering from that, you offer them immediate help, because bullying can cause a lot of harm. Children do suffer significantly. They suffer significantly because as a result of bullying, to a point of taking their own lives. They do cause serious things. They can, and again, a child that is being bullied can also turn up to do the same, because they may probably think it's normal. Just so you know, bullying is not normal. There's a lot of people that may say, oh, bullying is just normal. It's just a way of toughening up. There's nothing like that. Don't let anybody lie to you that that's a way of a child toughening up. That's a thing that doesn't apply. There's nothing like toughening up. Oh, that's showing, bullying is part of, growing up. No, it's not. Bullying is part of showing up that you are becoming, of age. No, it's not. Bullying is not acceptable. You don't have to be bullied to toughen up. You will toughen up, and you will get to know things in life you don't need to be bullied to toughen up, right? So those are myths that are there that are just purely lies, and they cause a lot of trouble and issues to children. So for today, I think really I wanted us to know that, looking at these videos of these children from Rwanda, I think they're from Rwanda and kind of Southern Africa, it gives us awakening call that actually being born different can cause you a lot of problem. And it's not only being born like this. You could suffer bullying because you are black. And maybe bullying is being subjected to you by an Asian person. They think they're not black. You could suffer bullying because you're white and you are in the mix of Asian people or black people. You could suffer bullying because you are a woman. because you are a girl. You can suffer bullying because the people that are doing this behavior are girls, and you happen to be the only boy there. You can suffer bullying because you are clever, because you are quite smart. You can suffer bullying because you are very pretty. You are a handsome young man. You can suffer bullying because you come from a privileged home, and people that are doing this are disadvantaged. You can suffer bullying because of anything, because you are smart in class. Bullying can happen in anything. Therefore, it is critical that parents, carers, guardian, everybody who looks after children understand these things and make sure that their children are safeguarded from suffering bullying. Right? I think I've shared quite a lot about bullying, but I will continue. Be rest assured, this is not the last video you're hearing about bullying, because bullying is one of the worst things that happens to children, because it's a silent killer. It kills a lot of dreams. It kills a lot of hopes. It does kill a lot of self-esteem for a young person, for, a girl, for a boy. It causes trauma to children. And it causes, somebody that should have thrived and become great, start to suffer tremendously from a young age, and maybe they never recovered, but of course with help, it is critical, and people do overcome, and they do, resume back to normal. But it is paramount that bullies be supported and be helped so that they can stop this behavior that is indeed unacceptable. Ladies and gentlemen, as Safeguarding Watoto, we endeavor to educate, to inspire, to motivate, to ensure that families understand the need for safeguarding their children. Just make sure you put what you need to put in place. You're watching over your child, your son, daughter. You're also watching what they're doing, so that you know where they are, who they're, hanging around with, who they're calling, who they're chatting to or with online, who their friends are, where they go, park they go to play, who are their friends, who do they visit, who visits them. It's important, because then you will be able to know them, and you'll be able to understand them. Otherwise, without this, we will have a lot of issues that happens within families. Can I kindly request, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, I kindly request you subscribe to our channel, please. Please make sure you leave your notification bell open, so anytime we download any video that is, of course, of importance, like this one of bullying, that you do not miss. You'll be quickly notified that we have downloaded a video, so that you can benefit. Of course, there are other things that we're going to start putting through, like teachings about safeguardings that we continue to offer. You're looking forward also in going live, also putting through materials online, that can also help families to understand how to safeguard their children. For those of you that have been with us for quite some time, really, we are grateful and we are thankful. We cannot thank you enough. Thank you very much for working with us, for supporting Watoto, or your children. Watoto, just so you know, is children in Swahili. So thank you very much. We really do appreciate. So it's been a blessing. And until we meet on that next video, I pray that you keep safe, and you make sure that your children are safe and they're protected, and they will not suffer from bullying. Before we finish this video, we would like to thank Afromax English for the link, and for the video that we've used. We can't thank you enough. But for you, our viewers, you are blessed. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. God bless. Bye-bye now.